This is trading on the FOR Renko on 11/18/2011. I wanted to show you a number of difficult short little trades I made this morning in the first 2 hours of trading on the FOR Renko. Now here's the first trade of the morning. You can see there was a squeeze right in here, and the swing cycle VB started moving down way over here. You could look at the swing cycle VB as either the mother of all divergence indicators or as a leading indicator. In any event, this is the trigger bar right here. As usual, I drew a line through the chart, and the only problem here is that even though the Bollinger Band differential oscillator midline turned red right in here, it was still a fair distance from the zero line. And if you've been following these videos, you know that a downtrend occurs when the Bollinger Band differential oscillator moves below the zero line. So I wasn't confident this was going to be any big move down here. Now you can see here's today's open and here's yesterday's close. So I got in the trade after this squeeze, and right as it moved below the resistance of yesterday's close. It got down here and I wasn't comfortable with this trade. The R square started moving down here toward its zero line. The linear regression slope was moving up, and the Bollinger Band differential oscillator was pretty much flat down in here. So I got out of the trade here intra-bar, and this was a 1-point profit on this trade. Now this screenshot shows the second trade of the morning. Here was the first trade, and as I said, I exited the trade intra-bar. Once the equity moved along and the bar actually closed, it closed up higher here. So I was fortunate to squeeze a point out of this trade here. Now here was another kind of shaky trade in that the swing cycle VB was yellow when it moved up. That's always a questionable up move until the swing cycle turns green. However, this was kind of a fade the gap in a small way kind of trade, in that the gap wasn't very big today. It was coming off a squeeze right here. So I took the long trade on this bar right in here, and next bar up, the swing cycle VB turned red and started moving down, and the DIX was moving down here, and the Bollinger Band differential oscillator was flat right in through here, and it had not quite made it up to today's open. This was another trade I wasn't comfortable with, so I got out of the trade right where I put this red diamond in, and this was another 1-point profit trade. Here is the third trade of the day right here. Now here was the first trade, and if you recall, I said I got out intra-bar, and you can see what happened after I got out of that trade. The second trade also intra-bar, and you can see what happened after I got out of that trade. I drew this horizontal line in here because by now the equity had hit this resistance here, and it hit it here, and it hit it here. So this was the third trade, and it was a short trade, and the swing cycle VB had turned red, started moving down the chart right here. This was the trigger bar here. As usual, I drew a vertical line through the chart, and the trade was taken on this bar right here, which was just above yesterday's close. The trade went down here. I exited the trade once again, intra-bar right here where I put this red diamond in, and you can see the R square was moving down, the linear regression slope was moving up, and the Bollinger Band differential oscillator was flat right in here. So it was one of those mornings where there was no big definitive trade, so I quickly got out of this trade for a 2-point profit, and so far I had made 4 points in these 3 trades. Here was the 4th and final trade of the morning. To refresh your recollection of the other trades, this one was the first trade was an intra-bar trade, which I got out here. Here's another intra-bar I got out here, and this trade, once again, I got an intra-bar, and you can see what happened after I got out of this trade. Now, if I would have stayed in a little bit longer, I might have picked up another point, but the way things are going, I was happy to get out of this trade with 2 points right in here. This trade came after a squeeze. Swing cycle moved up through the variable band right here and then turned green right up in here, and I entered the trade on this bar, and you can see the indicators are all showing a nice up move here. The equity made it up through this resistance right here, which was turned out to be a double resistance because it also made it up through today's open, and this was a 5-point trade, and once again I got out of the trade intra-bar right here. You can see the swing cycle VB started moving down, the DIX was moving down here, and the R square and linear regression slope was moving down, and the Bollinger Band differential oscillator was flat right in here. When I'm dealing with just short trades, I try to get out of them fairly early because there's not that much profit to play with. So all in all, in the 4 trades this morning, it was a total of 9 points of profit. I just thought I would add this final live screenshot here to show you what happened after I got out of this trade right in here. As you recall, it was an intra-bar exit of that trade, and then the equity moved down after that. By the way, generally speaking, it's always a good idea to trade in the direction of the swing cycle VB. Here was up, here was down, here was up, and this was already down when I took this little trade right in here. If you'd like to learn more about these indicators, please visit my website at ninjaindicators, the number 4, the letter U.com.